I'm definitely going to put this video up right now in part of my series that I'm doing of videos that I'm doing, because it makes me realize that how long I've been. These are country and western people. I'm still friends with the guy who I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I'm sure he'd consider me his friend, and probably the guy across the street and the people down the street who own the antique shop. Not the one across the street on this side of the street, but on the side that I'm on right now, pointing towards them. So anyway, they think of country and western people think of me as their enemy because I care about them. Can you imagine that? So, watch this video and listen to the song. Now, the only thing I want to tell you about the song is when I say just waiting around to get high, it's nothing to do with drugs. Yes, I used to smoke a lot of pot and do a lot of drugs, and I still would if I could get my hands on them, if they were legal. But at this time in my life, I'm not willing to risk getting thrown in jail over, this argument we're having about people's rights to do what they want in the privacy or with their own body and their own life, short of something highly destructive to the community around them. Sorry. Just ate and I've got a little bit of stuff in my throat. So, it's nothing when I say just waiting around just to get high. I'm talking about watching the news. I'm talking about how I'm addicted to the news and addicted to, to events, big events, like 9/11 or the Iraq War or this constant thing that's going on with progressives. Just addicted to it, just waiting every second, and I watch every single thing and pay attention and absorb everything. It's an addiction of a kind, but it's a good addiction. Addictions are always looked at as bad. Well, no, not necessarily. I'm addicted to water, too. Now, maybe you won't call those things addictions, and that's fine. Give me another name for it. I don't know what it would be. But I'm not talking about getting high on drugs. I'm talking about the high you get when you see something on TV and it's like, whoa. And that's why I'm a journalist. But now this video, it goes back to, just watch it. It's about a guy. Read what's underneath. It says, this song is about the futility of being materialistic in the middle of a recession, depression, oppression, whatever it makes it makes trying to get rich or even live the American dream pretty much impossible. The song came to me in a dream also. The video is about an average small businessman, and that's Scott, who owned this hardware store across the street from me. I live right across the street on the second floor. Well, I didn't technically live there, but it was my office for my business. But I used to sleep there and travel back and forth between Lexington and Ashland. This is actually Russell, Kentucky. And on the other side of the bridge, this is a bridge town and a railroad town, was Ironton, Ohio. Full of hillbillies, okay? Full of rednecks, whatever you want to call them. Country and western fans, definitely. Bunches of them. And yeah, there are people who don't much care for anybody else. They just think about themselves, and usually they don't have to. But now with this kind of battle going on between white people and everybody else in this country, they're kind of thinking about it, and they don't like us. They don't like anybody outside or anybody who points out their self-centeredness. And even if it's something like this, Walmart versus the average American, because business finally, the video is about an average small businessman being finally beaten by Walmart. And even I was to blame, because I would go in and he'd have a bottle of something for $5, and I'd go, well, I don't need it right now. And then I'd go to Walmart and get it for $2. I mean, I'm poor. I was the working poor. I worked every day, except for Sundays, out there. And I used to go out and look for work when I didn't have work. I had my own little business touching up cars, something my family's been doing since '91. And I worked for the family for 13 years, Global Colors. And my dad was coddled by these people and given tons of business and made lots of money, even though I wouldn't say that he was particularly providing a service that was particularly valuable. As a matter of fact, I felt like my dad was running a little bit of a con, because he was in this business that claimed to be able to spray fill chips. Well, it never happened. Never will happen. Never has happened. I can go into that sometime and about the little con game that is the economy, which is really just a way for white people and their friends to make sure that all the money in the economic system gets distributed to the people who support them and work for them, and yeah, pretty much. But this is about little white people getting beat out by the big white people. So like the Waltons and Walmart, and they're crushing all these small businesses. I mean, really, they should both be able to coexist, because there should be at the town centers. See, the only thing at the town centers anymore is antique stores, because Walmart can't really be in the antique business. So the little things like that Walmart can't do, like used stuff, that's the only thing that can survive in these little towns. It'd be interesting to go around and see, because that was all there was in Russell. These old stores, like he says in the video, at least 70 years this store right here had been around. So these stores going down the streets right here in downtown Russell, Kentucky, that's all they were. And I watched store after store go out of business. So movie rental, I think it was mostly DVDs and some VCR tapes still around. And I've seen that all the time I've been here, because I go to rent. I used to go to a store that back when I first got here, it was VCR rental, and now it's non-existent. But all these little malls and stuff in little small parts, they're not even on the main strip, right? Main strip is all Subway and Hobby Lobby and, all that kind of stuff. But when you get to these old stores that are of no use to a Walmart or anything like that, I mean, Walmart could buy them, right, and sell. I mean, yeah, they could just completely take over and even take over the... but it's hard for them to do. because these people, like the antique store dealers, they have a niche, and it's one that Walmart would have a hard time figuring out how to. Instead, these things are just going to end up being shuttered, I guess, eventually. Whatever businesses do come up, either to catch the traffic that's going through, the kind of passerbys, but to serve their community, no. Their communities are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer, and they will not pay 2, 3, 4 times, 15 times.
Going out of business, huh?
Yeah.
What they pay at Walmart. So they're just going to go, I mean, it's, and make America great again? Really, Trump? You're going to put these people, all these people in their little stores back into business, and you're going to make it so that people in all these towns have their own business? You're good for small business? No, you're not. You're a fucking liar, is what you are. So watch my video. It'll be right behind this video. And while you're watching, read the words. Try and understand them by what I've told you and what you see. Like I said, this is a kind of the railroad is right by the town, practically part of the town. It is part of the town.